Today I want to talk about the 5 tips that I have for that modern real estate agents are using online to attract quality leads so that they don't have to do things like cold calling, door knocking, some of the old school prospecting methods that quite frankly, a lot of people just don't really want to do anymore. So I've got a couple tips for you on how to get started and very simple ways that you can start implementing online marketing into your business in order to attract leads. So we know that in real estate, our job is to bring in new leads and also to obviously serve our clients and do a great job finding them a property or selling their property. But in terms of the business, the back end of the business, we have to be always bringing in leads, having our pipeline full. And the 2 ways that we can do this is with marketing or prospecting. So in terms of online marketing is what I'm going to focus on speaking about today. And online marketing or marketing in general is getting somebody to reach out to you, having somebody raise their hand, ask you a question, request a phone call, trying to see if you have room to work with them. And it's a skill that you need to learn. So I think that you need to change your mindset into thinking that you're just a realtor. And if you're in any type of business, I don't care if it's real estate or not, if you're selling anything, you are actually a marketer. And so the skill of marketing is one that is indispensable and something that you must learn. So in addition to being a realtor, you are also a marketer. And online marketing is part of marketing as well. So I want you to always keep that in mind, because once you learn that skill, and it is a skill that you can learn and it's something you can do over time, you don't have to be perfect at it right away to get started. But you have to start somewhere, and you have to do that if you don't want to do things like actively prospecting, if you don't want to cold call, if you don't want to go door knocking or do some of the other things. If you want to be able to have online marketing, especially a system that where leads will be automatically be brought into you and then you can warm them up with an automatic system, then you have to learn the skill of online marketing. So here's just about 5 tips that I have for you to get started in a really simple way. So the first thing that successful online marketing for realtors are doing online right now is they're not focusing on showcasing their brokerage. So I know you see it all the time. People are focusing on their brokerage listings or the brokerage stats, how good their brokerage is, or even for that matter, how good they are. They won this award or that award. And the truth is that is fine if it's kind of peppered into your marketing and it's something that you use here and there, but it's not something that your ideal clients or future clients or prospects are really that interested in. It doesn't really serve a purpose for them. It doesn't really give them any type of value. So whenever you're putting out a piece of content or a post or a blog post or a video, whatever it is, you should always be asking yourself, what is it and what's in it for them? What's in it for your ideal client? Is it providing some type of value? Are you solving some type of problem? And generally value comes with in the form of education, inspiration, or entertainment. And so ask yourself, is this post, is this piece of content doing any of these things? And I think if you're focusing on sending out listings or promoting an open house, that's fine. It's what you should be doing as part of your marketing and letting people know what you're up to. And it's also good for your clients to see that you're putting that out on your social media channels. But if that's all you're doing, it's not something that's going to be bringing in leads for you. It's not something that's going to be filling your pipeline. So just keep that in mind, that you want to be able to think about what your audience wants. And that brings me to my tip number 2, which is you have to figure out what exactly your niche is and who exactly your ideal client is, and focus your marketing all around them. I know this sounds simple and you probably think that you've already done this, and maybe you have, but a lot of real estate agents, shy away from actually targeting their marketing content based on their ideal client or their niche, because there's a bit of a scarcity mindset. There's a bit of a mindset of, you know, I can work with anybody. Anybody's my client. I would never turn anybody down. And that's fine. It doesn't mean just because you're speaking to one particular person in your marketing, it doesn't mean that you won't attract a diverse array of clients or from different niches, buyers, sellers, investors, whatever it may be. But when it comes to marketing specifically, you do have to just speak to one person, because the saying is, if you're speaking to everyone, you're speaking to no one, and it's really just not effective to do things that way. So you have to really figure out who you're speaking to, what it is that they want to hear, and meet them where they're at. So for example, you know, if you're working with first-time home buyers and you're just sending out listings from your brokerage of all different types of properties, you're not meeting your ideal client where they're at. You have to meet them where they are. They may not be, you know, they're seeing these listings, but it's kind of boring to them because they don't really care. They're not at that point yet where they feel comfortable to actually pull the trigger on something or actually go and see something. Where are they? What are they worried about? What are some problems that you can solve for them? So tip number 3, build an email list. I know I've said it before, and I'm going to keep on saying it because your email list is such an important tool, and really all marketing comes down to getting leads, and the way that you get leads is by getting somebody's contact information. And the best way to do this with you know, in the online space is that there are, you know, digital ways that you can ask people for their contact information, maybe in exchange for something that they want, something for free, and they will give you your contact information. But getting those people on your list that you can then have direct communication with is so vital to being able to turn those leads and turn those prospects into clients. And I mean, so much of your marketing should be based around this. And even, you know, your list of people, it doesn't include your social media, you know, your Facebook likes. It doesn't include your Facebook friends, your Instagram followers, your YouTube subscribers. It doesn't include any of that. The whole goal of, you know, social media marketing for me is to move those people from my social media channels, which I don't own. They're free accounts. They could be shut down at any time. You know, Instagram could close down. There could be a new app that comes up. So the number one goal is to get those people from social media onto my email list. And also, social media is great because it provides a lot of brand awareness and gets people to know, like, and trust you, which is great. I'm not knocking it, but I think the most important end goal is to have people on your email list. So number 4, my 4th tip is for you to take your audience with you behind the scenes. So a lot of people struggle with what content to provide. I think people are so real estate focused, and so that's why they're putting out things like listings and brokerage info and stuff that maybe their audience doesn't want to hear. Once you know exactly who your ideal audience is, and once you know that your game plan is to try to get them on your email list, what type of content you're going to be giving them is endless. There's no excuse for not being able to come up with what content to provide your audience, because if you are working in real estate and real estate is your passion and this is your profession, then most likely, and I'm assuming that most people are in this boat, most likely you are dedicating a certain portion of your day or your week to professional development, whether that means you're listening to a podcast, you're reading a book, you're watching a YouTube video, you're attending a conference, you're attending your weekly office meeting, you're listening to new market stats, whatever it may be, you're learning new things about real estate every single day. And whether you're 3 months in to your real estate career or 10 years into your real estate career, every single real estate deal is going to teach you something new, and things that you didn't expect to happen, and you learn from it. So these are perfect opportunities for you to take what you've learned and take the lessons that you've learned and turn it into educational content for your audience. And so I think that you go to a conference, for example, or you take a class and you've got all your notes and you write all the notes, but then where do the notes go? The sun's kind of getting a bit weird here. Let me just move around. So you've got all these notes and you tend to just kind of like shove them into the back of a bin somewhere and you don't really use them anymore. So all of those notes could be perfect opportunities for you to turn them into educational content for your ideal audience. So that's my tip for content. There's always things that you can say. My final tip is to use video to warm up your cold leads and cold prospects into just warm them up, basically. Let them get to know you. Video is the fastest way to do this. And, I want you to know you don't have to be perfect. I mean, look at the lighting, got all screwed up in this car right now. All you need is a phone. You need to press record. You just need to do it. You don't need to have things perfect or perfectly planned out. I like to structure my videos in a specific type of way where you introduce yourself, introduce a question, or introduce your content, then provide the content, and then provide a call to action. So if you follow that formula, then you keep it simple and you can keep it short and you don't have to overthink it. You just have to kind of do it, rip off the Band-Aid. If that's something that makes you nervous is doing video, then write in the comments below and I'll help you out on how to kind of overcome that fear of creating video, because I know that that's kind of a nerve-wracking thing to do and kind of put yourself out there. But you really don't have to be perfect at this in order to do it. You just have to kind of put yourself out there. And then you can take that video and you can repurpose it into tons of other different content. It's just a really great way to leverage the marketing that you're doing and do one video and then turn it into a bunch of different things. So, in all of these tips, I just want you to shift your focus from being a real estate agent to being a marketer, putting on sort of like a different hat in order to really put yourself in the shoes of your ideal client and what it is that they want, and then also to have a system set up so that you can capture their contact information, because at the end of the day, marketing doesn't matter unless you are actually getting some type of contact information. So instead of just kind of being on the internet and throwing things out there and not really knowing what's going to stick or what's working, and it's the same as like having a billboard or having your contact information on a bus stop bench. It's like, how are you even going to try to measure how many leads you're getting from that? You need to have a strategic way to be bringing in leads. And if you don't have something set up in terms of a funnel or in terms of an opt-in page, then just ask people in your call to action to reach out to you and send them an email or ask for to write a comment and then start a conversation in the DMs. You don't have to start out having everything perfect. The point is to just start and learn as you go. Progress over perfection is what they say as well. And, I'm here to help you do that. And if you have any questions, let me know. And those are my tips for today. But the biggest thing is just to kind of shift your mindset into becoming a marketer and to really just get started and start bringing in those leads so that you can say goodbye to the things that you don't want to do. Because I know I for sure hated cold calling. I've done my fair share of it, and I've done door knocking, and it sucks. And I think online marketing in particular is the best way to go to grow your business. And it's really just a no-brainer for me. So reach out if you have any questions specifically, and I hope you have a good day.